Armando Salud-Ambriz, former Deputy of Elections for Yolo County, was appointed Nevada County's new Clerk Recorder and Registrar of Voters on September 22nd. His official start date was October 13th. The Clerk Recorder Registrar of Voters is responsible for maintaining records on marriages, births, deaths, fictitious business names, property transactions, and voter registration, as well as administering elections. Salud-Ambriz spent the last 8 years serving in Yolo County's Elections Office as Deputy of Elections and Election Manager. He has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from California State University, Sacramento, and a master's of public administration from the University of the Pacific McGeorge School of Law. He also has a certification as an elections registration administrator from the National Association of Election Officials, considered the premier national professional certification for election administrators. The position became vacant when Natalie Adano stepped down in June to lead the Marin County Elections Department, with about a year and a half left on her term. Since then, Assistant Clerk Recorder, Registrar of Voters Corey O'Hare has served as Acting Clerk Recorder, Registrar of Voters. Salud-Ambriz will serve until January 4th, 2027. The position will appear on the ballot during the June 2nd, 2026 primary election, and the candidate elected will begin serving a new 4-year term starting in January 2027. In our studio today, Armando Salud-Ambriz, Nevada County's new Registrar of Voters, and we welcome you, Armando. Nice to meet you in person.
Thank you for having me.
Well,
it's incredible to be here.
I just can't even imagine what it's like to be hired with an election, right around the corner. So I'm first off, welcome. We're happy to have you here in Nevada County. This is a very proactive and high voter turnout county, as you know. We're pretty proud of that. How did you step into this role, knowing, of course, what was your strategy? Or what comes first, what comes second? It must have been quite a lot of time spent at home, late evenings, kind of figure out your strategy.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it's important to note that the team in Nevada County elections under the lead of Corey did a tremendous role. And so I think first and foremost, as someone coming in new in the middle of an election, it's about respecting the process, but also being part of the solution if there's ever something taking place. So I come in knowing there was high regard to the staff, as I had created relationships prior to me even starting, based on my involvement in the state associations. And then I'm just seeing how amazing, small but very mighty team that we have, that I'm so proud to be able to serve as the lead now.
In comparison, Yolo County to Nevada, what's the size? I have no idea the population.
So Nevada County has about 78,000 registered voters, where in comparison to Yolo County, 123,000 registered voters.
So Yolo's bigger.
Yolo's bigger and a lot bigger in staffing size as well.
I see. Okay, so you can do it.
We can do it as we have always.
and added on top of this, sort of the reality of a vote or an election, I should say, is this opening of the new processing center. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So this processing center was actually something that my predecessors, both Gregory Diaz and Natalie Adano, were fighting for. Spacing, not only just for spacing wise, but just know that in Nevada County, we've always had such a strict and procedural ballot chain of custody process, mainly because they were processing ballots in 3 different locations.
Right.
So now not only do we have more space that allows not just 2 observers at a time, we can have up to 12 observing every single process that touches a ballot within one safe space.
Yes, and it makes it more efficient.
Effective, and staying true to our word, and that is transparent. Right.
Yeah, transparency for sure. So after we'll talk about the times and the locations that are open right now and what's going to happen up until November 4th in a moment. But what I do want to ask you is what happens with the count and how long and when the results are released after the election. Because it has in the past taken quite a while. This is a one item, except for Truckee, which has Measure G. What is the estimate for when results can be finalized?
Yeah, so in California, and this has been always a hot topic, especially when it comes to federal elections. California is seen as a state that certifies the election the latest, and that is based on California legislature's rules and policies and laws that have actually changed from November 2024 to November 2025,
I see.
and is going to change again in 2026.
Can
and
you, can you tell us that?
Yeah,
a little
absolutely.
Bit more about
It's
that?
all based on deadlines that the legislature
I see.
believes we have when we should accept ballots. So, for example, the 2024 election, we were able to accept ballots until 3 days after the election. We are now able to accept 7 days after the election with a postmark.
I
So
didn't
there's
realize
always
that.
laws and
Right.
changes that we must follow. And it's important to note that this is not because, there's any safekeeping of ballots or anything. It's really wanting the state as a whole, wanting to allow for any ballot that is valid to be able to be counted as part of, at the end of the day, the certification results. So this election, we can't certify until December 3rd. That's when we'll have final ballot counts. But what I can tell you is historically, Nevada County has always finished way above and beyond that time frame. So it's still going to be December 3rd final election results, but we will have our first results Tuesday, November 4th after 8 p.m. and then following every Tuesday and Friday up until we stop counting ballots.
I see. And those numbers can be seen and posted on the Elections Office
Absolutely.
website? Okay, we'll put that in the show notes, the location, the website location. What happens with the fact that this is just a one, or in Truckey's case, 2 item ballot? Does that expedite the process?
It does help out when it comes to counting or scanning of the ballot. So it's not an elongated ballot with multiple contests. It's really one, or in this case, possibly 2 different ballot types. And so the ballot is a smaller ballot. So our scanners love smaller ballots. And then it's definitely easier on the process when it comes to efficiencies and getting the ballots counted.
All right. So how's it going so far as the ballot count goes? What does it look like as far as in-person and mail-in and Dropbox?
As you mentioned, Nevada County votes, and that's something we should all as a community and a county take pride in. I hope that we continue in that space. Right now, we have accepted right over 21,000 ballots. That means that have been accepted to be counted and will be part of that first tabulated amount of results. And we are 27% of the county's registered voters that have participated. Already, 27.
Wow.
That is 5.
Nevada County always outshines.
Always, and that is 5% higher than the state average as of today.
5% higher than the state hour. That's a good number.
That's a really good number. And so let's keep.
I'm so proud.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And historically, that's the case. So Nevada County, keep it going.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Has there been any malfunctions, any equipment, failures, or anything that you've been concerned about?
I stepped in here, and it's like, is this the calm before the storm? Because it's just an
Smooth.
amazing community. It's a smooth election, and primarily, I also have to acknowledge that there's no issues with ballot scanning like there was prior to that. It's nothing in regards to the control of the office, but just there's been changes in regards to the vendors that we use, how they print ballots, and so as of right now, it's a smooth election. We look forward to keeping it smooth, and we don't have any weather occurrences that I foresee is going to create a challenge. So we're excited.
Okay, cool. How about any disturbances, protests, any kind of displays outside the the government centers so far?
No, we have received no calls, no intimidations, no resident as of right now or voter has called us with any concerns of not being able to exercise the democracy, and that is to be able to either vote in person or vote by mail in any case that they do. So as of right now, a safe, sound, and transparent election in Nevada County.
Every year there's somebody who says, my father passed away and he got a ballot or something. How is that minimized and controlled?
So in the process of elections in general, we have so many checks and balances. The list maintenance is what controls kind of the narrative as to how we process cancellation, so on and so forth. And when there is a death in the family or in the region or in the county, there's a multitude of options that we as an elections office receives notification. That's from the clerk recorder's office because we process a death certificate. That is from Social Security. That is from National Change of Address. We have so many opportunities for us to be able to start processing and canceling voters, but it's also important to know, and that is that, let's say, for example, I voted today and I pass away tomorrow, but I submitted my ballot.
Does it count?
It does count because you were alive when you voted.
And that was the last thing I did.
And that was the last thing you did.
Life.
So just know that we don't have, in that case, folks who did not qualify.
Sure.
If you were alive the moment you signed the ballot and the signature and you passed away the second day, your ballot will still be counted.
Oh, how interesting.
And not the future ones, because there will be no more.
Right. Okay, so let's go over, with the time we have left, some logistics as far as right now you can vote in person at the Truckee or the Nevada City Government Centers,
Absolutely.
Road Center and then the Airport Center and Truckee. Ballot boxes in I think 15 different locations.
22 different locations.
22 locations. We have that list for you on the
online.
Online. And then on November 1st, several more vote centers open.
Absolutely,
right?
Throughout the county.
And then the last one to open will be, I believe, San Juan.
San Juan,
and that will only be open on election day.
That is correct. So we'll have a total of 9.
So you have your drop boxes, you have your in-person voting, and you have your mail-in votes. What are the deadlines for that?
So to backtrack a little bit, yesterday was the last day to request a vote by mail ballot gets sent to you. In regards to how to return them, if you use a USPS system, we are encouraging voters, and this is a global kind of recommendation from the state, Secretary of State and Attorney General, that there has been some changes in the larger post office that do handle some of our mail. So we are recommending folks put it in the mail by November 1st. Please keep in mind, if you want that comfort level of knowing that it was postmarked, you can go into your postal clerk's office, the USPS office, and ask your postal clerk to stamp it right in front of you, and you know that you have 7 days from election day to be able to for us to receive it and count it.
Okay, so we've got the vote centers, in-person voting, the ballots, and mail-in covered. What about registration? I know you can do conditional registration until November 4th. Is that correct?
November 4th. So
and what are the requirements for that?
The requirements are the exact same ones as being a voter, that you must live in the county, you must be a resident of the county, and then you must attest and fill out the registration form. What you do is you fill out your registration form and you vote right then and there. You cannot take it home. Why? Because at the end of the day, when we start processing the vote by mail ballots, we save those to last to ensure that there was no double voting in any case.
I see.
Yep.
So there really are a lot of checks and balances.
Very much so.
Interesting. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like our audience to know as far as the logistics go? Did I miss anything?
No, I think
postmarked. I don't think we said the final postmark for the mail-in ballot needs to be November 4th.
November 4th.
Whatever time.
Whenever the post office closes, do not be confused of when election day ends, which is 8 p.m. So it's postmarked when the post office closes. So if you drop off your mail in a USPS without it being postmarked, we might be able to.
You know, I was in the Bay Area for a long time, and certain post offices did stay open late just for that postmark, but that doesn't happen here.
Correct.
In Nevada County. Got it. So, okay, well, it's interesting to see you just kind of throw yourself in here, and that, you know, I think this, a lot of this is so standardized that there's nothing left up to guessing. It's a matter of just getting in there and your leadership and so on. And as you say, the staff has been doing a great job.
It is an honor to be here and serving as the lead department head for this office. I bring a wealth of experience, and not just in managing in an office, but as in managing people and just giving them the respect that they deserve, because we are hardworking individuals in this field of election administration. And something also to know, I'm someone's neighbor, I'm someone's family member, so know that I am processing this, I am in charge of a process in a nonpartisan way, and truly all I care is for people to get registered and to vote.
It's our power to vote.
Yes.
And I will be observing at some of the vote centers when the time comes, and people are welcome to come and sign in at a vote center and observe how the day is going.
Observe the process. If you have any questions on what you observe, contact me, contact my office. We're here to debunk anything that you possibly think you could see wrong, and we're also here to learn. The elections office and our staff are here to grow and learn, and if there's processes that we can improve on, that's what we're going to do.
I do want to add that November 3rd is Election Hero Day, so you'll probably be hearing from the League of Women Voters on that day, but we do appreciate your work. And again, welcome to the county.
Thank you so much
Lovely
for
to meet
having
you.
me.